Welcome to another episode of the audiobook series, Discourses by Shri Brahmachaitanya Maharaj. In today's episode, we dive into the revered and inspiring personality of Shri Gondavalekar Maharaj, a beacon of spiritual wisdom and the embodiment of Namasmaran. As we explore his divine teachings and life, may we be inspired to deepen our own spiritual journeys and embrace the path of love and devotion that he so graciously walked. Let's immerse ourselves in the enlightening words of this great saint, Shri Gondavalekar Maharaj, who had a personality that radiated warmth and simplicity. His presence was both commanding and comforting, making a lasting impression on everyone he met. Shri Maharaj was born at Gondawale on the 19th of February 1845, and he left his mortal body at about sunrise on the 23rd of December 1913, also at Gondawale, at the age of nearly 69. He was of medium stature, and his complexion was smooth and fair. He had a broad face with a broad forehead, a straight nose, clear white teeth and sparkling eyes. There was a peculiar luster on his face, and his simple, sweet smile impressed everybody. During the day, he used to wear only a loincloth, though oftentimes he used to wear a gown and a cap. Sometimes he used to roll round his waist a small coloured garment of a hermit or a dhoti, or a yellow-coloured silken garment, and used to wear a turban on his head. He adorned his forehead with saffron paste with a black line in between. He always put on wooden sandals. He would sit leaning against a big pillow on the sofa which today stands beside the idols of Rama in the Ram Mandir. His first name was Ganapathy, and his grandparents used to call him by that name, while his parents called him Ganu. People in the town called him Ganu Buva. His spiritual guru, Sri Tukamai, called him my child, and his disciples called him Maharaj. He himself signed as Brahmachaitanya Bhuva Ramadasi. Shri Maharaj was very fond of travel. From 12 to 45 years of his age, he travelled extensively, which gave him the opportunity to closely observe the contemporary social and personal life. He was an expert swimmer. He used to swim easily across the Ganga along with a person who did not know swimming. He was very fond of floating supine on the surface of the water. He was an expert horse rider. He had the knack and power to control the unruliest steed. His touch could not only tame any animal but made it love him. Shri Maharaj was expert in running and in climbing trees. He had skill in Surya Namaskaras and other gymnastic exercises. At the age of 62, with wooden sandals, he could briskly ascend or descend the ghats of Varanasi, having more than 100 stone steps. He liked clear, beautiful, round handwriting. He himself wrote in a beautiful round hand. He also liked to read aloud, clearly and with understanding. He had great love for children. He freely mixed and played with them. A person who desired Shri Maharaj to visit his house used to send his little son or daughter to invite him, and Shri Maharaj never declined the child's request. He urged students not to neglect their studies. He loved to listen to music sung in a sweet voice and to good poetry with appreciation. Sometimes he composed poems himself. He could easily draw a picture of Shri Hanuman in a Giphy. He had a natural liking for devotional songs, for stories of gods, for remembering Nama, and for solitude. Generally, he preferred an untutored, simple-hearted person to a learned but skeptical gentleman, a poor, straightforward villager to a rich but vain person. He liked to live in a village rather than in a city. He was greatly pleased to see a home where there was unselfish and true love between husband and wife, between parents and children, between brothers and sisters. He used to praise both the mother-in-law and her daughter-in-law, who lived together amicably. He used to say that unselfish love in the family is the first step towards learning how to love God. Shri Maharaj had a wonderful power of speech. With the powerful spell of his words, even those strongly opposed to him were easily won over. His entire personality revealed itself through his twinkling eyes and his captivating speech. Shri Maharaj would speak in the language of Vakaris, Ramadasis, ignorant farmers, educated young men and women, artisans, shastris and pandits, reformers and orthodox individuals, doctors and engineers, traders and servants, convincing them by citing illustrations from their own vocations of the importance of chanting Nama. Therefore, everyone was charmed to listen to his advice. When he elucidated the behavior of saints, the importance of nama, devotion to God or love for him, he spoke with inspiration and metaphors flowed in his speech. He knew superbly the art of persuasion. He also knew how to bring a mischievous person to his senses by scolding him sharply. His language was homely, simple, direct and sweet. His sentences were short and forceful, appealing to the heart of the listener as there was not the slightest tinge of artificiality in them. He had observed an immense variety of situations in the worldly life of the common man and had a full and clear idea of his happiness and sorrow, his feelings and desires, as well as his difficulties. Therefore, whenever Shri Maharaj described the state of a householder, his description was so real and touching that it appealed to the heart of the listener, who then naturally loved him. His intuition was always awake, and therefore his language was unusual in quality. He used the entire power of his speech to turn people to God. Shri Maharaj had a peculiar knack in his behavior. He behaved in the same manner with all, from his best disciple, Shri Brahmanand, to the most vicious person. Everyone had a feeling that Shri Maharaj loved him most. He understood the innermost mind of every person and spoke to him with this understanding. The person therefore could know the correct significance and was greatly satisfied. Shri Maharaj used to say that instead of one person reaching perfection, it is better that a large number make at least some advancement. He never shunned anyone. However dissipated a man may be, he had a way to reform him. There was great humility, attraction and sweetness in his speech and behavior. He had a wonderful power to attract the minds of young, intelligent men and to create affectionate attachment in them towards himself. He usually did not write letters himself, but dictated them to someone. His dictation came in a continuous flow. After completion, he asked the writer to read out the letter. He could very well understand Hindi, Kannada, Telugu and Sanskrit languages. Shri Maharaj used to test in small matters the progress of a person and make him realize where he stood. He used to love everyone coming to him at Gondawale dearly, as if he were his own child. While dealing with worldly people day and night, he was never under obligation to anyone. He never asked for any help, nor did he collect any subscription from anyone for his own livelihood or for any other purpose. Therefore, there was no occasion for him to compromise his principles under pressure from others. He passionately disliked publicity and popularity, newspaper discussions and controversies and platform speeches. In early years, he did not even disclose his true name. To some he told he was a Jangam, to some that he was a naked fakir, to some others that he was a Kanfata yogi, or that he was a Vakari or Ramadasi. Owing to this, many people did not know that he lived at Gondawale. Shri Maharaj used to say, "It is Nama that is really important. It matters little who bestows it." The real task before us is so vast, the human lifespan is so short, and we are so insignificant in this world that to hanker after or even allow publicity is foolish. Shri Maharaj readily suffered everything for a person whom he accepted as his own. Therefore, such a person rarely left him. He used always to say, "Why should we waste whatever good and useful has been achieved by our predecessors? Preserve old good and add to it new good. Make your life high and comprehensive and live it enthusiastically till its end. Do not forsake Nama till your last breath." He had great respect for womankind in general. He often said it is women who have preserved religion and morality in society, that it is women who suffer extensively to make the family happy, that women are more selfless than men, and that those families are happy where women are sensible and wise. Whenever there was a reference to mother and her love, he spoke with emotion. He used to say that a mother is the personification of God's love in worldly life. A woman's mind is by nature pure and full of faith, and therefore the path to God is easier for women, according to him. Shri Maharaj used to feed everyone coming to him. In fact, he used to distribute food as freely as he distributed the divine name. He insisted that everyone must eat the simple food, so lovingly prepared and lovingly served as Rama's prasad, for it is food that molds the character of a man. He detested any distinction in serving the food, and the same food was served to all in the manda. On many occasions, Shri Maharaj used to serve food himself to all. Many individual Vakaris and groups used to halt in the mandir on their vari, the annual trek to Pandharpur. Shri Maharaj used to take care of their requirements. Shri Maharaj introduced the practice of loudly chanting Jai Jai Shri Ram, Jai Jai Shri Ram for some time before taking food and while doing any work, say cooking food, fetching water, sifting corn, sweeping and washing floors, and even while working in the field or digging a well. Seeing everyone chanting Jai Jai Shri Ram, Sri Shantashram Swami felt that the atmosphere of Ayodhya was recreated at Gondaval. Although one may have realized that God exists, it is difficult for a common man to pass every single moment of his life in the constant remembrance of God. Shri Maharaj therefore installed the idols of Shri Ram at Gondaval. He loved them so intensely that when at the age of about 50 he started to leave Gondaval and go to Namasmaran, tears actually appeared in the eyes of the idols. Whoever came to him, he very lovingly urged, "Go and see my Rama to the fill of your eyes, and then return home." Shri Maharaj sincerely believed that the idol of Shri Ram was God himself. He always acted with profound faith in his heart and also advised all visitors to act with similar faith and feeling. Shri Maharaj saw the will of Shri Ram in all the happenings in the world. He advised all to keep this faith in practical life, that after making all sincere and appropriate efforts, the pleasant or unpleasant fruit of an action comes as willed by Rama. He showed that a person with such firm faith is unaffected by pleasure and pain. The essence of his teaching was that Rama is the real doer of all actions. Thus, in all his actions, he would see the hand of Rama and eliminate his own self. The habit to ascribe all proprietorship to Rama and eliminate one's own self should be learned by everyone. And for this, Shri Maharaj placed Shri Ram before everybody in the temple he built in his own house. To a newcomer, he used to tell, "First prostrate before Rama and then pay respects to others." He insisted that every action in one's life should be for the sake of Rama. One's very living should be in and for his service. Every person has at least one quality which can help take him to God. Shri Maharaj used to teach how to use and develop this quality for attaining God. He had firm conviction in daily life, therefore he was very particular in bringing the principles of Vedanta, or faith in God, into routine material life. He always advised that spirituality must become part of worldly life. He convinced people in various ways that the worldly life in which there is no place for Rama could never be happy. He insisted that everyone coming in his contact must realize the importance of faith in God and his name. He therefore continuously contemplated on spirituality and made efforts to make others do the same. He made strenuous efforts throughout his life to remove various misunderstandings and wrong notions about spirituality and perverse customs which had been deeply rooted in the minds of people. While doing this, he had to suffer opposition from all sorts of people in society. He observed the main principle never to discard anyone coming to him. He used to behave lovingly even with those who censured and abused him. He followed the same practice even with persons addicted to vice. The effect of this was that these persons automatically submitted to him, and with this submission he would demonstrate his skill in leading them to the path of God. The main theme of his teaching was that it is not the goal of human life to make family life happy. Even animals do it. Man must make efforts to attain God by devotion, then alone his strains and stresses of worldly life become fruitful. In the present circumstances, there is no easier means than Nama for creating devotion, and therefore everyone should resort to Nama. He preached to others only what he himself practiced in totality. The festival of Ramanavami, celebrated in Gondavala in 1913, was the last big festival in his life. In that festival, continuous chanting of Nama went on day and night for a full 9 days. Besides, spiritual discourses, symposiums, kirtans and Purana reading had been organized daily. Thousands of people had gathered for the function. He patted the back of every person coming to pay his respects to him and said, "My child, be contented in the circumstances in which God has placed you, and never forget Nama." Rama stands behind him who chants Nama. Remember to the last moment that Rama showers his grace on him who chants Nama. Shri Maharaj spent every moment of his life singing the greatness of Nama. He was born to reaffirm the importance of Nama to the world. He continued chanting Nama throughout his life and spent even the last moments singing the glory of Nama. For the whole of his life, he never considered anything in the world to be true except Nama. Thank you for watching. We're grateful you joined us to explore the inspiring personality of Shri Gondavalekar Maharaj. His teachings and wisdom continue to guide countless seekers on the path of spiritual growth. If this video touched your heart, please like it and share it with others who might benefit from Maharaj's teachings. Don't forget to subscribe for more spiritual content, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps us bring more meaningful content to this channel. Thank you for being a part of this journey with us. Jai Shri Ram.